Hello there, little dreamer. It's time to snuggle in extra tight and find your comfiest spot. We're going to use our big, quiet imaginations to visit some wonderful, strange friends who live in the quietest corners of the night. These friends don't rush or shout. They only move with a deep, slow peace that will help your own body and mind settle down for rest. If you start to feel sleepy, that's just the right thing to do. Let the soft, silly stories wrap around you like a warm blanket and gently tuck you in. We will take our time with each friend, exploring every soft detail of their story. Our first deep breath together brings us to a deep, quiet forest where the oldest trees stand very, very still. This is the birthplace and the quiet home of Tung 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 Sahur. Before he had that big, echoing name, he was simply a spirit of the wood, a piece of ancient tree that loved the silence more than anything else in the world. He was a creature who lived deep inside a massive, tall, friendly tree, and he loved watching the moon slowly travel across the dark sky. Tung's body is made of warm, comforting, solid wood, and his mind moves with the slow, steady pace of a root growing deep into the earth. For a very long time, he just stood and observed the quiet of the night. He saw the fireflies blink and the dew collect on the leaves, never needing to move or speak quickly. This stillness was his greatest joy. He possesses a simple, smooth wooden staff, polished by centuries of slow contemplation, and he uses it to keep the deep, even rhythm of the night. He doesn't tap it quickly or with any force. He taps it slowly, gently, like the quiet, healthy beat of a heart when you are completely calm and safe. The sound he makes is a deep, soft tung, tung, tung. This is his quiet message. It is a deep, resonant sound that means the world is quiet, the earth is still, you can rest now. He would tap it once for the moon, acknowledging its silvery light, once for the distant, silent star, and once for the soft, thick carpet of moss and pine needles beneath his wooden feet. It was a rhythmic blessing on the quiet hours. Then, one special, deeply hushed night, a tiny, perfect sliver of a crescent moon hung in the sky. Tung was keeping his peaceful rhythm, the gentle tung, tung, tung of his staff, when he heard a new, warm, sweet word carried on the cooling breeze. It was the beautiful, comforting word, Sahur. This word felt like a warm, unexpected hug arriving in the very coldest, stillest part of the night. It meant a quiet, cozy moment to have a little snack or a warm drink before snuggling down again for the very best, deepest sleep of the morning. Tung loved this pure feeling of quiet comfort and preparation for rest. The quiet, gentle concept of Sahur fit perfectly with the deep, reassuring, soft sound of his wooden staff. It gave his stillness a profound purpose. From that wonderful night forward, his slow tapping became his new, gentle, lifelong purpose. Tung, 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 Sahur. He walks very slowly now, his heavy wooden feet making almost no sound on the forest floor, gently bringing the gift of this slow, steady, rhythmic peace to everyone who is sleeping. He never yells or speaks loudly. He just resounds with a quiet, deep, earthy vibration. His message is a loving, gentle reminder to settle your mind one final time before the sun arrives. The tapping travels far, far away, across fields and rivers, but it is never jarring. His story is all about finding a simple, ancient, steady beat for your heart and mind. Listen for his soft tapping, getting fainter and fainter as your mind drifts. Feel the slowness of the wood. This quiet, slow journey takes a very long time. Imagine Tung walking for hours, each tongue taking 10 slow, full seconds. He passes through groves of tall, sleeping pine trees, where the air is cool and smells of clean sap and deep earth. He passes over soft, low hills, where the shadows of the moon stretch and shrink, never moving fast. He stops often to adjust his stance, feeling the deep, rooted connection to the ground. He ensures his wooden staff is perfectly balanced. This pause for perfect balance is essential. He needs his own stillness to project stillness onto the world. His eyes, set deep in the grain of his wood, look only at the slow movement of the constellations, proof that all things are moving, but moving with great slowness. His wooden body acts like a gentle sounding board for the night. The tiny chirps of crickets and the soft rustle of an owl's wing are absorbed by him, softened, and returned to the night air as pure, gentle rhythm. He is a filter for chaos. When he chants Sahur, the sound carries a warmth, a kind of deep, rich, comforting sound that feels like drinking warm milk under a soft blanket. It is the sound of absolute certainty that rest is coming. You can feel the deep, heavy weight of his wood, a comforting anchor pulling your busy thoughts down into a deep, quiet space. He will continue his slow, peaceful walk long after you have drifted away. Following the slow, steady, deliberate tapping of tongue comes the character who loves order, neatness, and putting every single thing in its perfect, quiet place. Jub job jub sahur. If tongue is the sound of peace arriving, job 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 is the feeling of being perfectly organized and ready for rest. His entire being is centered on the profound, deep satisfaction of simple, gentle, repetitive tasks, performed with such focused concentration that they become wonderfully, deeply soothing. Imagine him now in his cozy, quiet workshop. It is a small space, but entirely perfect. There is no mess, no dust, no clutter to disturb the peaceful mind. It's filled with polished wooden boxes, spools of smooth, quiet twine, and stacks of soft, unblemished papers. Job Job Job's body has tiny, perfect copper gears that turn with a gentle, barely audible whir-click sound. He is the personification of the feeling you get when you finish a simple chore, like folding laundry or clearing your desk, and sigh with deep, complete satisfaction. That feeling of, now I can truly rest. His origin lies in that feeling of complete order. He was once just the soft sound of a perfectly closing drawer in a quiet museum, a sound so perfect it became a small spirit. This spirit loved order and quiet precision, and that love crystallized into the being known as Job Job Job. He began his eternal life as the quiet guardian of forgotten, valuable things, in a grand, silent library that stretched up to the very clouds. His duty was to catalog and to clean, all with the utmost care, to ensure the knowledge rested peacefully. Every single night, while the rest of the world slept deeply, he would perform his 3 most important, calming, and wonderfully repetitive tasks, his jobs. First, he would gently polish the brass nameplates on the spine of the largest, heaviest, and most seldom touched books. He would use a square of the softest velvet cloth, moving his hand in slow, careful, precise circles. Swish, swish, polish, polish. This was his first job, a patient task of making something dull shine again. He loved the way the metal, dulled by the day's circulating air, would catch the faint, silvery moonlight and glow with a soft, warm, buttery luster. Job, job, perfect. He never hurried, ensuring each plate reflected the light in a perfect, unbroken line, a true mirror of the quiet world. He would spend hours on this one task, moving from book to book with the patience of a saint. Second, he would straighten the rows of ancient scrolls on the highest, most precarious shelves. This required intense, total focus. He would hover slowly and silently along the shelf, using his fine, delicate fingers to nudge each scroll 1 millimeter forward, then 1 millimeter back, until the ends were in a perfectly geometrically straight line, like a silent, resting regiment of rolled-up thoughts. Push, that's adjust, check, perfect. This was his second job. The whisper of the parchment against the smooth wooden shelf was a gentle, dry shh, 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 a sound of quiet and complete alignment. He would check the line multiple times, then step back and check it again, finding deep, profound peace in the visual order and stillness. Third, and perhaps most importantly, he would sort the loose pages that had fluttered, soft as leaves, onto the floor during the day. These were not messy pages, but single sheets of notes or preliminary drawings that needed to be categorized by the exact weight and texture of their paper. He would hold each page up to the light, feeling its density, its soft, fibrous nature, and listening to its unique, dry crinkle. He would then place it in a corresponding box, the final, satisfying thump of the page against the soft felt lining of the box being the sweetest, most conclusive sound of his night. Thump, box complete. This was his third and final job. He loved the sound of the finished task. And then, just as the sky began to lighten with the coming of the pre-dawn hour, a signal would reach him. He would hear the distant, resonant, and entirely reassuring tung 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 sahur call of his wooden companion traveling on the early morning air. That was his signal. His 3 jobs were complete. He would then softly chant his own affirmation, a quiet humming of deep, focused satisfaction that contained the essence of his being. Job, 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 sahur. His chant is the pure feeling of deep, restful completion. It means all is in order. All tasks are done, neatly and gently. You can close your eyes now, knowing the smallest things are perfectly cared for and ready for the day when it comes. His story reminds us that even repetitive tasks, when done with calm focus and gentle, patient hands, can be a beautiful, soothing ritual. He finds his deep rest in the simple, quiet order of his workshop, and by listening to his rhythmic focus and slow movements, you can find yours too. Breathe in the clean scent of old paper and polished wood, and let the tiny whir-click sound of his gears hypnotize your thoughts into stillness. Now we roll quietly and smoothly into a twilight town square, the air warm and slightly dusty, in a fictional land of endless, deep twilight. Here, our characters aren't dancing. They are on a very important, very secret, and very gentle mission to create the most perfect, comforting midnight snack, a quest of simple, delicious comfort. Our stars are Bobrito Bandito and Tacorita Bicicleta. Bobrito Bandito is a kind, soft-hearted otter who has learned the art of quiet, determined action and incredibly slow travel. He is an animal who used to move fast, but now values slowness. His origins lie in a simple, profound desire, the wish for a good, comforting meal that would keep his mind still. Once, he was a lonely otter named Bobby, who struggled to catch fish and often went hungry near a bustling city bridge. But one night, a mysterious, gentle glow touched him, and he transformed not into a scary, aggressive bandit, but a bandito of the night, a soft-hearted, focused seeker of the most perfect, secret, quiet ingredients. Bobrito wears a small, soft, friendly mask not to hide his identity, but to help him focus all his attention on the delightful task at hand. His otter paws, once clumsy for catching fish, are now precise and light, perfect for gathering delicate spices and soft ingredients without making a sound. Tonight, he has a craving for the most specific, perfect midnight taco filling, the softest, slowest cooked mythical carne de sueño, the meat of dreams, which can only be found under the light of a half moon. To get these special ingredients, he needs his trusted friend, Tacorita Bicicleta. Tacorita is not a person. She is a perfect two-wheeled companion. She is a bicycle that has been imbued with the soul of a perfect, soft taco. Her wheels spin with a gentle shh, shh, shh sound on the cobblestones, and her frame smells faintly and wonderfully of warm corn tortillas and fresh, bright lime. To ride Tacorita Bicicleta is to know the smoothest, most perfectly balanced, and quietest journey possible. Bobrito climbs carefully onto the seat, his otter paws gripping the soft, leather handlebars. He whispers the destination, a quiet secret, into the smooth, warm metal of the frame. The quiet market for the Salsa del Silencio. Tacorita Bicicleta begins to roll forward with a gentle, even, slow momentum. The journey itself is a lesson in smooth, quiet, uninterrupted motion. They do not speed or rush. They flow along the path like warm honey pouring over a smooth surface. They navigate the narrow, winding, unlit streets with a gentle, hypnotic rhythm. The sound of their travel is soothingly repetitive and clean. The light, clean, perfect clink of the chain rotating slowly, the soft, smooth shh-shh of the tires on the quiet stone, and the gentle, almost musical ding of the small bell as they softly pass a sleeping cat or a stack of market baskets. This rhythmic sound is deeply calming, a steady pulse of motion without hurry. They arrive at the quiet market. It is a secret place that only appears when the moon is highest and the air is still and warm. The stalls are covered in soft, woven cloth, catching the moonlight, and the air is thick with the warm, comforting scent of spices, chili, and slow-cooked goodness. Bobrito carefully approaches the Salsa del Silencio stall. He needs only the smallest spoonful of this special salsa, which has the power to soothe the wildest, most hurried thoughts and bring profound contentment. The vendor, a creature with a perpetually soft, kind face, places the salsa in a tiny, glowing glass jar. The transaction is silent, a gentle exchange of a small, polished river stone for the precious jar. With the perfect salsa secured, they begin their gentle return journey. Bobrito holds the jar carefully against his chest, feeling the gentle warmth of the ingredients through the glass. Tacorita Bicicleta rolls even smoother now, her mission nearing completion, her wheels a soft shh-shh-shh sound. This tire sound becomes a hypnotic rhythm, a comforting pulse of safe travel and assured return home. They arrive back at Bobrito's secret riverside burrow, a place of soft moss and smooth stones. Bobrito carefully dismounts and pats Tacorita Bicicleta's warm, comforting frame, thanking her for the smooth ride. The last task is the careful, slow assembly of the perfect taco, a process done with the same quiet care. The warm, soft tortilla, the gentle, precise layering of the carne de sueño, and the final, careful, delicate drizzle of the salsa del silencio. As he takes the first quiet, content, slow bite, the only sound is the soft, satisfied sigh of a successful night's quest. Bobrito Bandito and Tacorita Bicicleta teach us the profound peace found in a simple, gentle task executed with care and a smooth, rhythmic journey that lulls the mind. Close your eyes, little dreamer, and feel the soft, steady roll of the bicycle taking you to a quiet, peaceful space in your mind. Shh, 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 shh. The scent of warm corn and lime is a comforting blanket for your thoughts. We leave the warm, dusty air of the market now and move into a cool, deeply misty forest. This is a forest of deep green and profound, quiet atmosphere, where the air smells wonderfully of damp moss, pine needles, and old, sturdy bark. Here lives, said the magnificent and utterly misunderstood Bur-Bur-Bur-Bear Patapim. Bur-Bur-Bur-Bear-Patapim is a unique, gentle friend, a kind hybrid of a giant proboscis monkey and a living, rooted tree. His large, strong legs are intertwined with deep, calm, stabilizing roots, which means he moves with a slow, incredibly deliberate walk, a true man of the woods. His body is covered in a soft layer of forest leaves and moss, and his notably large, peaceful feet are often the only things he shows on the quiet cement path that winds through his woods. He is a walking, breathing monument to the slowness and silence of the forest. Though his name contains a seemingly chaotic sound, Bur-Bur Patapim, this chant is not a sound of battle or confusion. It is actually a beautiful, quiet story in itself, a gentle tale of finding profound quiet in the midst of a very small, temporary, and gentle distraction. Patapim's real, soft name is simply Patapim. He is a lover of simple, golden, beautiful objects that reflect the sunlight in a gentle way. His story began on a morning of thick, silent fog when he was simply walking, enjoying the feel of the damp, cool ground under his rooted feet. He discovered a lost object, a perfect, old, beautifully golden hat. It was a lovely, simple hat, and Patapim was immediately delighted. Perfect, he thought, a quiet, deep hum resonating in his wooden chest. But when he gently looked inside the golden hat, he found a tiny, bright blue frog resting there. This tiny frog made a small, shivering, buzzing sound. Brr, brr. The sound was quiet but constant. Patapim, who loved pure, deep peace and silence more than anything, was momentarily distressed. He adored the hat, but the tiny frog's continuous, gentle brr, brr sound was a small, persistent distraction from the deep silence he craved. The tiny blue frog was named Slim, and he just kept saying his gentle, chilly brr, brr, resting comfortably in the golden hat. Patapim, the tree monkey, did not panic or get angry. He simply began a quiet, methodical search for a peaceful solution. He walked deep into the quietest part of the wood, the only sounds being the soft rustle of the leaves on his elbows and the gentle shh of the moss on his chin. He went to the kindest, most peaceful creature he knew, the gentle wizard, Il Mago Tiramisu. The wizard, who was calmly and slowly eating a soft, sweet sandwich, listened to Patapim's story of the beautiful hat and the persistent, quiet brr-brr sound. The wizard's advice was simple, peaceful, and entirely non-aggressive. To move Slim, you need a balloon, he advised, his voice soft as a whisper. So Patapim, with his large, gentle lungs, carefully and gently blew up a large, soft balloon, making the softest whoosh of clean air. When he gently nudged Slim the frog out of the hat and onto the balloon, the tiny creature was simply lifted up and away, a quiet boom of air and a soft puff of cloud smoke sending him gently into the sky. The golden hat was finally quiet. Patapim put it on and sighed a deep, contented sigh, settling the hat perfectly onto his head. Now, when Patapim walks, he carries the soft memory of that sound. When he quietly chants, Brr brr patapim. It's not a sound of stress, but a peaceful acknowledgement of small temporary distractions that are now, thankfully, gently gone. It's the sound of a quiet mind that has found its perfect rest and settled into profound stillness. Tonight, Patapim is simply standing, perfectly still, his roots deep in the earth, the soft fog swirling around his large feet. He is the perfect embodiment of stillness found after a small, gentle journey. The wind whispers softly through the leaves of his body, and he is finally quiet, a silent, rooted presence in the mist. Let his quiet standing and the soft scent of the forest bring a deep, undisturbed stillness to your mind. Feel your body becoming heavy, rooted, and completely still, like the deep, ancient wood of Patapim. Now we visit a quiet, moonlit stage, dusted with a soft, powdery light. Here we watch the delicate, peaceful dance of Ballerina Cappuccina and her kind partner, Ballerino Lololo. Ballerina Cappuccina is a dancer of soft, silent grace and profound inner warmth. She is a beautiful human ballerina, but where her head should be, she has a wonderfully smooth, warm ceramic coffee mug. The handle is perfectly curved, and the rim is polished like a crown of quiet thought. She is one of the originals, a staple of this gentle universe, and her life is a continuous, beautiful, nearly silent dance. Ballerina Cappuccina does not need loud orchestral music to move. Her movements are driven by the quiet, internal warmth of the coffee in her ceramic head, a feeling of gentle energy. She begins her pirouettes slowly, a gentle, sustained spinning on the tip of one perfectly pointed foot. Spin, spin, float, hold. She moves as if through warm, liquid air, her body a perfect, effortless curve. The only sound she makes is a tiny, soft me 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 me, a hum of quiet, deep concentration that is barely audible, like the softest, most delicate clinking of a tiny teaspoon against a ceramic edge. This gentle sound is her silent song of joy. Her dance is one of love for the music of life itself, even when that music is only the gentle rhythm of the night air. She dreams of perfect, silent movement, of endless, graceful turns that leave no impression on the wooden floor, only a gentle circulation of the air. She performs a series of soft sautés or small jumps, landing each one with the precision and silence of a feather. Up, float, soft landing. Watching her from the deep shadows, with a look of immense, gentle admiration, is Ballerino Lololo. He, too, is a figure of quiet grace, though his story is a lesson in patience. He was once a boy named Lolo, full of energy and maybe a bit too fast in his thoughts. He mocked the slow elegance of the ballet dancers, thinking their controlled movements were silly. But one night, when he was challenged to dance with control, he discovered the deep, profound, and utterly silent joy of true, focused, and gentle motion. Now, Ballerino Lololo is forever changed, a dancer of quiet humility and unending practice. He practices simple steps over and over again, correcting the smallest angle, a slow plie into the ground, a gentle tendu with a perfect slide, a quiet, sustained arabesque, held for a long, silent count of 5. He is obsessed with the feeling of the smooth floor beneath his feet, the slow, satisfying stretch of his muscles, and the slow, deliberate control of his body. Tonight, he is practicing his turning steps, but he executes them with such a soft, silent landing that his feet barely make a sound. Swish, swish, turn, land, silent. He moves in a quiet arc around the stage, his eyes fixed on the ceramic head of Ballerina Cappuccina, who is gently drifting through her own warm internal waltz. Their quiet duet is not a competition. It is a harmony of soft, supportive movement. When Ballerina Cappuccina spins, he holds perfectly still, an anchor of quiet strength in the shadows. When he executes his precise, controlled leaps, she tilts her ceramic head in a gesture of silent applause and appreciation. The entire scene is a gentle loop of tranquil motion, a perfect, quiet cycle. The air is warm and still, smelling faintly of clean linen and a hint of sweet vanilla coffee. Their story is a beautiful reminder that the best, most passionate things can be entirely silent and controlled. They teach us that deep focus and quiet practice bring the deepest, most sustained peace. Let the silence of their movements and the soft me of the ballerina's head guide you toward a stillness in your own mind, a perfect, gentle balance before you fall into rest. Drifting now, we move to a place where the air is filled with the warm, comforting scent of rice and sweet coconut, a place that feels like a grandmother's gentle, loving kitchen. We meet Ketapad Kepat, a creature of soft, woven texture and a quiet, constant walk. Ketapad Kepat was once a quiet boy named Kevin who loved a special, comforting food more than anything, Ketapad, a soft rice cake wrapped in beautifully woven palm leaves. He loved the feeling of the soft, dense rice in his stomach and the gentle, intricate pattern of the woven leaves. One night, after eating a lot of this comforting food, a soft, white smoke filled his room. Poof! Kevin transformed into Ketapad Kepat, a creature whose body is a perfect, soft, woven diamond. He walks and rolls with a slow, deliberate waddle, making a soft, rhythmic whump 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 sound. He carries a smooth, sturdy wooden stick, a gentle family heirloom, not as a weapon, but to help him keep his slow, steady, careful pace. Ketapad Kepat travels only at night, simply enjoying the world's quiet. Tonight, he walks a long, gentle road, pausing at a quiet, sleeping rice field. He sits down, his woven body making a soft crunch against the dried leaves. His thoughts are as slow and peaceful as the movement of the clouds above. He is the personification of a full, happy stomach and the simple security of a cozy home. Listen to the soft whump, whump, whump and the slow tap, tap, tap of his stick. This rhythm is a sound of deep, warm contentment, a hypnotic beat to settle your mind. Our journey takes a turn now into a field of quiet, glowing orange, a warm, softly lit landscape where everything feels safe and charming. Here we meet the friendly duo, Spooky and Pumpky, and the wise, quiet giant, Jacko Jack Jack. Spooky and Pumpky are the friendliest pair of ethereal beings you could ever meet. Spooky is a floating ghost, a sheet of white so light and airy that he moves with the softest whoosh of an evening breeze. Pumpky is his companion, a round, perfect jack-o'-lantern with two little legs and a perpetually friendly, lit-up smile. He walks with a quiet, rocking rhythm, a gentle rock-wobble. They are always playing quiet, fun games, like Hide the Gentle Glow. Nearby sits the wise, towering figure of Jacko Jack Jack. Jacko Jack Jack is a Brainrot god of quiet contemplation, a figure of great size and power, yet immense stillness and peace. He is tall and imposing, but his presence is purely one of silent wisdom. He often wears a wide, quiet witch hat, a symbol of his deep, peaceful knowledge. Spooky and Pumpky now approach him for their favorite nighttime ritual, the quiet riddle. Spooky whispers the riddle into the air. I am always in motion, but I have no legs. I fill every empty room, but I have no body. I am strongest when you sleep deeply. What am I? Jacko Jack Jack sits for a long, silent moment of contemplation. Then he answers, his voice a low, soothing hum. You are the dream. Their story is one of gentle company and quiet, comforting thoughts. Jacko Jack Jack reminds us that the deepest wisdom is often found in the quietest, most peaceful part of your mind. Let the gentle whoosh of the ghost and the quiet rock wobble of the pumpkin lull your mind into a deep, fully restful state. Our story now leads us to a bright, quiet swamp where the air smells of fresh water and sweet fruit. We find the creature known as Glorbo frutadrillo. Glorbo was once a crocodile who was always hungry and anxious about eating, which kept his mind busy. He couldn't sleep well. Then, one quiet day, a gentle, kind hand offered him a beautiful, sweet watermelon. The simple, sweet fruit brought him a peace he had never known. One night, he ate a special, magical watermelon, and poof, he became Glorbo frutadrillo, a unique crocodile whose scales are the comforting colors of sweet, ripe fruit. Now he moves with a gentle, slow glide through the water, his tail fanning the smooth mud. His purpose is to find the quietest, sweetest fruits of the night. Tonight, he is slowly selecting the perfect, softest berries, his jaws closing with a gentle snick, snick sound. He carries them in a basket that makes a soft, comforting creak as he walks. His story is one of finding deep, pure peace through simple, quiet enjoyment. Let the gentle scent of sweet fruit and the quiet snick, snick of his peaceful eating bring a pure, uncomplicated calm to your own mind. Drifting now to a quiet, moonlit pool near the coast, we discover the fusions of two kind siblings, now one gentle being, Trulamero Trulacina. Trulamero and Trulacina loved the simple, calm pleasure of the beach. One day, they were sitting by the shore when they saw a small, scared cat drowning in the big, noisy waves. They struggled to save it. Just when they needed help most, a golden salmon appeared, shining with a gentle, soft light. They touched the salmon, and in a soft, gentle boom of golden light, they joined together to become one strong, peaceful lifeguard being, Trulamero Trulacina. He is a creature of gentle, aquatic strength, often like a catfish with soft, walking legs. He is the quiet guardian of the coast. Tonight, he is walking slowly along the quiet, sleeping beach, gently looking for a sneaky shark who is quietly stealing shoes. This is a gentle game of recovery. He walks with a slow, rhythmic patter, patter, stop. His gentle chant, Trulamero Trulacina, is a soft, comforting hum of unity. He is the assurance that everything is safe and secure. Listen to the gentle lapping sound of the waves and his slow, steady patrol. Our flight of fancy takes us high above the quiet, nighttime world to meet a gentle, quiet soul, Bombardino Crocodilo. Bombardino Crocodilo looks like a bomber with a crocodile head, but his true story is full of quiet yearning for peace. He was once just a crocodile who loved the tranquil swamps and watching the stars. His mind was heavy with thoughtful thoughts. His transformation was forced, turning him into a symbol of noise. But even now, his true heart wants silence. The sound of his bomber engine is not loud. It is a mournful, deep, soft drone. Hoom, hoom. He flies very, very high, high above the clouds, just to escape and be alone in the immense cold silence of the upper sky. Tonight, he is simply floating, suspended in the quiet, inky blackness above the earth. He is a silver shape against the quiet stars, the sound of his engine the softest, most distant hum you can imagine. Listen to the deep, resonant hum of his engine, a soft, vibrating blanket of sound that carries you far above all the world's noise into a silent, empty space where you can finally rest. We descend now to the cold, quiet South Pole, a place of immense stillness, to meet the focused, silent one, Sigma Boy. Sigma Boy was once a lonely penguin who felt small and dreamed of being great. He had a kind heart, so one day he discovered a magical sushi. Poof! He transformed into Sigma Boy, part penguin, part sushi. This gave him quiet internal strength. Now he drinks only coffee that he can make appear at any time. This coffee is for deep, peaceful focus, not for hurrying. Sigma Boy walks the quiet, empty ice with a very focused, quiet step. He makes the soft sound of a tiny ice pick tapping the solid ground. Tap, tap, focus. He is the feeling of a quiet mind. Tonight he is standing perfectly still on a vast, quiet sheet of ice. The only movement is the gentle steam rising from the hot, dark coffee cup he holds. His mantra is a focused, deep whisper. Sigma, 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 Boy. A sound of self-affirmation. Let the steady tap, this tap, focus of his gentle walk help your mind prepare for deep, unshakable rest. Finally, we find ourselves in the luxurious but utterly silent world of Espressona Signora. Espressona Signora is a truly golden lady who looks like ballerina cappuccina with a coffee mug for a head. Her story is one of feeling sad and ignored and trying to find control and peace after a time of quiet heartbreak. She is elegant and dressed in soft, luxurious black. Tonight, she has stepped away from all the noise to find a moment of true, profound, seductive rest. She is sitting alone in a deep, velvet armchair in a perfectly silent room. She sips her dark, pure espresso. She is using the coffee's strong focus to concentrate on not thinking. The only sound she makes is the quiet, perfect clink of her ceramic head against the smooth velvet of the chair. Clink, smooth, clink, smooth. Her only desire is for absolute, complete stillness. She is telling you, be still, be quiet, be undisturbed. Her quiet, focused sipping and the soft, clink, smooth is the final instruction for your mind to surrender to luxurious, deep sleep. And now, for the final, gentle guardian, the one who reminds us of the beautiful calm of an empty room, La Esok Sekola. La Esok Sekola is a giant, watchful school building that has come to life. Tonight, he is the friend who reminds you that all your work is done and it is time for the deepest rest. His high, wide windows are like deep, contemplative eyes. He has two soft, glowing red cheeks. He walks slowly, very slowly, emerging from the silent woods. The sound of his massive, gentle stone form moving is a deep, heavy, rhythmic crush, drag, silence, crush, drag, silence, as he slowly navigates the forest floor. He stands at the edge of the forest, looking out over the quiet, sleeping town. He is simply waiting. He is the quiet presence of the empty school, a promise that for many hours no one has a single chore to do. His gentle, deep chant is a soft, long hum that means La Esok Sekola. Tomorrow is school, but tonight the true, profound meaning is the school is closed. You are safe, you are at rest, and the silence is protected. Listen to the deep, slow rhythm of his footfalls. Crush, drag, silence. This is the final, heavy rhythm of the mind settling completely down. Little dreamer, snuggle in even closer now. We have traveled to so many quiet places tonight and met so many wonderfully strange friends. Now for our final, longest, and deepest journey, we are going to watch the whole quiet world come together. Imagine a single, perfect, endless night where the forest, the swamp, the stage, and the sky all meet in a single, calming loop of peace. This is the night of the Great Quiet Order, the story where every rhythmic friend plays their part to ensure your sleep is the deepest and most perfect of all. The story begins at the exact moment of deepest silence, when the moon is perfectly still in the sky. Our first gentle guide is Tung 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 Sahur, the old, patient spirit of the wood. Tonight, Tung's purpose is to walk a path so incredibly long and slow that it circles the entire sleeping world. He begins in his forest home, his body of warm, ancient wood feeling the cool, damp peace of the midnight air. His mission is to set the initial, profound rhythm, the heartbeat of the quiet night. He steps onto the path. His wooden staff lifts slowly, slowly, and descends, planting itself on the earth with the deepest, softest possible sound. Tung. He waits 4 full, quiet seconds. Then he moves his heavy wooden foot. Another 4 seconds of slow, deep breathing. Then the staff falls again. Tung. The third time is the charm, the final, soft grounding. Tung. And then his quiet, comforting thought travels on the air. Sahur. This process repeats itself thousands of times, a rhythmic, hypnotic chant that travels far ahead of him, a promise of rest arriving. He passes the sleeping homes of little dreamers, ensuring their worries are absorbed by the vast, quiet expanse of the night. He is the filter that takes the fast noise of the day and slows it down to a deep, resonant hum. His walk is an eternal lesson in patience, a gentle, rhythmic count that lulls the busy, counting part of your brain to sleep. He moves for a very long time, until his wooden presence fades into the distance, leaving only his lingering, profound rhythm. The moment Tung's sound begins to fade into the deep distance, his quiet signal reaches the organized mind of Job Sahur. Job is in his perfect, quiet workshop, surrounded by polished boxes and stacks of smooth paper, ready to confirm that the world is in a state of utter, peaceful order. He hears the distant tung 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 and knows the time for his 3 gentle jobs has begun. This ritual is essential to the Great Quiet Order. He must ensure that everything, down to the smallest detail, is neat, tidy, and perfectly in place, so no lingering thought of mess can disturb the sleep of the world. First, the grand task of polishing the nameplates. He hovers over a stack of massive, leather-bound books that contain the quiet history of dreams. He picks up his square of softest velvet and begins his slow, focused movement. Swish, swish, polish, polish. He concentrates so completely on the shining metal that his copper gears inside his chest turn with a nearly silent, satisfied whir click. He spends what feels like an eternity on just one plate, enjoying the slow transformation of the dull surface into a bright, soft mirror. He repeats his first chant over and over, quietly enjoying the feeling of completion. Job, perfect. Next, he floats to the shelves where the scrolls are kept. These scrolls contain the quiet secrets of the forest and the sea. If they are messy, the thoughts of the world will feel messy. He carefully nudges them with his fine fingers, millimeter by millimeter, aligning them into a perfect, flawless, straight line. The dry parchment whispers against the wood. Shh, 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 shh. A sound of quiet alignment. He repeats this process for every single shelf, ensuring a flawless visual order. Finally, he descends to the floor to begin the calming task of sorting the loose pages. He handles each one like a feather, feeling its thickness and texture, categorizing it by the gentle sound it makes when held to the moonlight. Crinkle, sort, release. The final sound for each page is a soft, padded thump against the bottom of its box. Thump, box complete. As he finishes his last task, dusting his hands of imaginary dust, the distant rhythm of tongue returns, closer now, a gentle, rolling wave of sound. Job. Job Job gives his final, satisfied hum. Job Job Job. Sahur. The order is complete. The details are secure. The world can rest, knowing everything is exactly where it should be. The sound of his meticulous work fades, leaving only the profound stillness of perfection. The peace confirmed by Job 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 now travels to the quieter, warmer parts of the night, where Bobrito Bandito and Tacorita Bicicleta begin their secret, crucial quest, the gathering of the most comforting ingredients. Bobrito, the kind otter, checks his soft little mask and climbs onto the seat of Tacorita Bicicleta. Tacorita is ready, her frame warm and smelling of soft corn. They whisper their destination to the smooth frame, the farthest, quietest edge of the moonlit field, for the Salsa del Sueño. They begin to roll. This is the smoothest journey in the world. They do not cycle fast. They glide. Their movement creates a hypnotic, flowing rhythm that carries the listener effortlessly along. The light, clean clink of the slow chain, the soft, smooth shh of the tires on the quiet path, and the gentle musical ding of the bell as they pass sleeping shadows. This rhythm is continuous, steady, and utterly calming, a sound that assures you of safe, uninterrupted motion. They travel past sleepy, silent hills, past meadows where the grass is silver with dew. Bobrito focuses entirely on the rhythm of the ride, his thoughts flowing with the wheels. He thinks of the soft, sweet taste of the finished taco, a pure focus on gentle reward. The journey lasts for what feels like hours, a continuous, quiet shish that fills the deepest hollows of the night. They arrive at the moonlit field, where the special ingredients grow. Bobrito carefully uses his soft, precise otter paws to select the rarest elements, the whisper-soft lettuce, the comfy bean paste, and the single glowing jar of Salsa del Sueño, the salsa of deep dreams. He places them gently into Tacorita's front basket, ensuring they do not jostle or move at all. The return journey is even quieter, slower, and smoother. Bobrito holds the ingredients close, focusing on the perfection of the meal to come. The shh-shh-shh rhythm lulls the entire landscape. They arrive back at the otter's burrow, and Bobrito begins the final quiet preparation. The warm tortilla, the gentle layering, the final perfect, delicate drizzle of the dream salsa. The sound of his first, slow, content bite is the final proof of mission accomplished. The rhythm of travel and comfort settles deep into the air, joining the peace of tongue and job, job, job. As the smooth rolling of Tacorita Bicicleta fades, the air becomes cool and still, filled with the scent of pine and deep earth. The landscape shifts into the quiet, deeply misty forest home of Bur Bur Patapim, the tree monkey who understands the power of letting go of small disturbances. Patapim is standing perfectly still on his quiet path, his legs rooted deep into the mossy earth, his body is a silent monument of leaves and wood. Tonight he is engaged in his deep, gentle meditation, allowing the forest to find its true, unbothered silence. He remembers the time he found the golden hat, a time of small, gentle distraction. He recalls the persistent, tiny brr brr of the frog's slim and the subsequent peaceful journey to find a simple, non-aggressive solution to his problem. His story is the calming thought that any small, persistent worry that is keeping your mind busy can be gently lifted and floated away. He focuses on the memory of the soft whoosh of the balloon carrying the gentle distraction up and away. He sighs, a deep, earthy sound of contentment. He quietly chants his full name, not as a cry, but as a deep, resonant acknowledgement of the peace he earned. Brr brr patapim. This chant is the sound of complete, final stillness. He now begins to walk, but only for a very short distance. His movement is incredibly slow, a deep, profound demonstration of controlled stillness. He lifts his rooted foot. He holds it, completely suspended, for 10 slow, quiet counts. He places it down on the mossy earth with a soft, heavy thump. He repeats the action with the other foot. The slow, steady, heavy rhythm is deeply, wonderfully hypnotic, grounding all floating thoughts. He moves only a few feet, then stops again, standing perfectly still, becoming one with the deep, quiet peace of the forest. He is a deep, unshakable anchor for your mind. The peaceful stillness of the forest gives way to the soft, warm light of the moonlit stage. Here, Ballerina Cappuccina and Ballerino Lololo begin their continuous, silent duet, the most elegant part of the night of the Great Quiet Order. Their movements are an expression of focused control, a visual lullaby of gentle grace. Ballerina Cappuccina begins her spins, her body a perfect flowing curve, her ceramic mug head held perfectly steady. Her movement is driven by the quiet, internal warmth she holds, a pure focus on the feeling of her muscles stretching and holding. Spin, spin, float, hold. She performs a series of sustained pirouettes that last for minutes, a continuous, perfectly controlled motion that never speeds up or stutters. Her only sound is the tiny, soft, happy me 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 me, a gentle, high-pitched hum of concentration. Ballerino Lololo watches with quiet, deep admiration, then joins her, not to compete, but to complement her stillness with his own controlled motion. He performs his movements with absolute humility, correcting every tiny angle, ensuring every landing is utterly silent. He executes a series of incredibly slow, sustained arabesques, holding his leg up for a long, quiet count of 20, his body trembling slightly with the immense focused effort. The only sound is his gentle, quiet breathing, a soft shh, ah. They perform their duet of control, a series of synchronized, slow movements, where one partner is always holding perfectly still while the other moves with deep concentration. This dance is a prolonged demonstration of mental discipline and physical peace. There are no sudden bursts or fast movements, only controlled effort and quiet grace. Their entire performance is designed to pull your thoughts into a similar state of gentle, sustained focus, removing all haste and worry. The silence of their perfect movements is broken only by the ballerina's soft, humming me 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 me, a pure, melodic sound that wraps around your thoughts like a ribbon. As the quiet grace of the stage fades, the air changes once again, becoming thick with the warm, comforting scent of rice and coconut. We enter the world of Ketupat Kepat, the soft, woven wanderer who walks the quiet path of simple contentment. Ketupat Kepat, the creature whose body is a soft, woven diamond of rice cake, begins his slow, deliberate journey. His story is one of simple security and the profound comfort of feeling full and at home in his own skin. He is not running to escape anything. He is simply enjoying the quiet of his own presence. He walks with his heavy, woven body making a low, rhythmic whump 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 sound. He carries his smooth wooden stick, tapping the path with a slow, deliberate tap, 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 keeping a perfect 4-second beat. He travels through rice fields, past quiet, empty roads, looking only at the slow, peaceful light of the moon. He pauses often, sitting on his perfectly woven body, feeling the deep contentment that comes from simple security. His quiet chant is a deep, soft sigh of satisfaction. His journey lasts for a very long time, a continuous hypnotic loop of slow motion and perfect rhythm. The whump 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 and the tap, tap, tap are deeply grounding sounds, like a lullaby played by the earth itself. He reminds us that true peace comes from being exactly where you are, doing what you need to do, slowly and steadily. He is the quiet guardian of physical comfort and safety. Now, the scene shifts to the bright, quiet swamp, where the air smells of fresh water and sweet fruit. Glorbo Frutadrillo, the colorful, fruit-loving crocodile, begins his quest for the sweetest, quietest food. Glorbo's story is about the calming power of simple, pure focus. Once chaotic, he found peace in the pure, uncomplicated joy of the watermelon. Tonight, he is moving with a slow, deliberate glide through the shallow water, his fruit-colored scales shimmering softly in the moonlight. He moves with silent grace, his breathing slow and deep. His mission is to gather the softest, ripest fruit for a quiet midnight snack. He approaches a bush and selects a berry. He closes his powerful jaws with the utmost gentleness, making a soft snick-snick sound. He chews slowly, savoring the simple, pure sweetness. He repeats this process hundreds of times, the slow gathering and the quiet snick, snick, a pure meditation. His simple, repetitive action is a hypnotic demonstration of a mind focused entirely on the pure, gentle joy of the present moment. He is the guardian of uncomplicated happiness. Glorbo's peaceful glide transitions into the quiet, rhythmic patter of Trulamero Trulichina on the silent coast. The gentle catfish lifeguard patrols the sleeping beach. His origin story is one of unity and quiet protection, showing that two souls can come together to find quiet strength. Tonight, Trulamero Trulichina is walking the entire length of Brainrot Beach, his soft, human-like legs pattering slowly on the sand. Patter, patter, stop. He is looking for the sneaky, playful shark who quietly steals the shoes of sleeping sunbathers. This is not an angry chase. It is a gentle, methodical recovery mission. He walks, pauses, scans the water, and walks again, creating a continuous, repetitive rhythm that is incredibly soothing. His focus is absolute, a quiet, gentle determination to ensure every sleeping creature retains their comfort. His low, internal chant, Trulamero, Trulichina, is a soft, deep sound of assurance and peace. The only other sound is the gentle, quiet lap, lap, lap of the waves on the shore. He is the guardian of security and the quiet return of lost comforts. Now, the scene lifts, climbing higher and higher into the cold, silent blackness of the upper sky. We are joining Bombardino Crocodilo, the soul who flies high to escape the noise of the world. His is a story of complicated peace, finding silence through complete isolation. Bombardino Crocodilo is flying at his highest, most isolated altitude. He is far, far above the clouds, far above the mountains, in the cold, empty space of the night. He is entirely alone. The rhythmic hum of his bomber engine, which could be loud, is here only a soft, deep, distant drone. Hum, hum. This deep, low vibration is a sound of complete emotional exhaustion finding its only place of rest. He is a silver silhouette against the quiet stars, suspended in pure, cold silence. This endless, unmoving drone is profoundly hypnotic, a sound that cancels out all other noise. He is teaching us to let all our complicated, busy, or difficult thoughts fall away, allowing the gentle, monotonous hum to carry us into a place of deep, empty, peaceful rest. He will circle the night in silent, high-altitude contemplation for hours. As the deep hum fades, we descend to the vast, cold, quiet expanse of the South Pole, the home of Sigma Boy, the sentinel of pure, single-minded focus. Sigma Boy, part penguin, part magical sushi, stands on a massive sheet of ice. He is perfectly still, a beacon of quiet strength. He is practicing his unique form of deep meditation, concentrating entirely on a single hot cup of black espresso he has summoned. He uses the coffee not for energy, but for absolute mental stillness. He takes one slow, deliberate step, checking the balance of the cup. The only sound he makes is the soft, precise tap, tap, focus of his tiny ice pick tapping the solid ground. He stands still again, his thoughts perfectly aligned. His internal chant is a focused, deep whisper. Sigma, Sigma, Sigma Boy, an internal mantra of self-control and peace. He is demonstrating the power of a quiet mind that needs nothing from the outside world. He is the guardian of your concentration, gently guiding your scattered thoughts into one perfect, quiet point of stillness before you sleep. The gentle tap, tap. Focus is a drill for the mind, assuring it that all attention can be focused inward on the simple feeling of rest. Now we shift to a luxurious but entirely silent room. Espressona Signora is here, taking her own powerful, private rest. Her story is one of a busy mind choosing to shut down entirely for a period of deep, healing stillness. The Golden Lady, with her ceramic mug head, is sitting in a deep, plush, velvet armchair. She has commanded absolute silence. She sips her pure, dark espresso, a focused, slow process. She is using her immense willpower, not for complicated schemes, but for the simple, perfect act of not thinking. The only sound in the room is the perfect, rhythmic clink of her ceramic head gently touching the smooth, polished wood of the chairback, followed by the soft, smooth fabric. Clink, smooth, clink, smooth. This sound is a powerful, hypnotic rhythm of surrender to peace. She is the ultimate instructor in quiet luxury and deep, controlled rest. She is telling you all your worries can wait. Be still, be quiet, be completely undisturbed. The final scene is the entire sleeping world, watched over by the final gentle guardian, La Esok Sekola. La Esok Sekola, the giant, watchful school building, is now taking his place on the final hill overlooking the sleeping town. He is the symbol of all duty completed and all worry put to rest. His large windows are calm and dark, his body a silent, heavy presence. He begins his slow, final, mesmerizing walk around the circumference of the sleeping world. The sound of his massive, gentle stone body moving is the deepest, heaviest, final rhythm of the night. Crush, drag, silence, crush, drag, silence. This slow, heavy thud is the sound of the entire physical world settling down, securing your sleep. He watches over all the sleeping homes, his presence a silent promise of security and stillness. He gives his final, gentle, protective hum, La Esok Sekola. Tomorrow is school. But tonight, the true profound meaning is the watch is set, the school is closed, you are safe, you are at rest, and the silence is perfectly protected. His slow, deep rhythm is the final heavy sound that pushes your mind past the last tiny worries, settling you into a place of deep, unshakable, profound sleep. Feel your body becoming as heavy and still as his massive stone form. You have traveled with all our gentle friends tonight. Their strange and wonderful stories are all about finding peace and rhythm in the quietest hours. They are all sleeping now, deep in their own quiet dreams. It is time for you to join them. Thank you for letting me share these incredibly long and detailed stories with you. If you are feeling wonderfully heavy and sleepy now, please leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps these quiet stories find their way to other little dreamers who need a moment of deep, gentle rest. Sleep well, dream softly,